Hi there, welcome to a playthrough of Composition. I'm Matthew Hawker, the creator of the game, and today I'll be playing it with my good friends Steve and Doug. We're going to be running through the entire game, teaching you the ins and outs, and showing you how everything works. In the current layout, you're going to see a couple things happening here, so let's dive into what everything is. You're going to notice some really cool Maestro cards and their associated letters down here. I want to spin them real fast so you get an idea for what those are. You're going to see some award and ovation cards, which are at the top here. And then you're going to see the Ghost Note, a deck of the Ghost Note, note cards, the crescendo cards, and the baton, which I rotated there. We each have a cheat sheet that we'll be using to keep track of the different scores and cards we have throughout the game, which are scattered to each player. And we have the Composition Tracker card, which lets us know how many cards will be coming out each round throughout the game. Now, in the real game of Composition, we're going to be having rose tokens that'll be distributed between players, but because it's Tabletop Simulator, we're using hearts for the sake of ease. How Composition starts is we're going to be setting up the awards and ovations based on the number of players. Since this is a 3-player game, we're going to have 5 award cards, which are these cards at the top, and 5 ovation cards, which are these cards at the bottom. The goal of the game for each player is to earn the most of these cards total. Whoever has the most wins. There's 2 ways to earn these. Awards are earned by accomplishing the unique goal on the card. For example, spell a word with 3 vowels or more, or create a performance with 7 letters or more. And the ovation cards are earned by spending the roses that you earned for your performances. Since this is a 3-player game, we're going to set a heart, or a rose in the real game, on the number 3 on the Composition Tracker. This lets us know how many note cards will be coming out for the game. Before we get started, the Maestros, which are these lovely characters down here, are going to be shuffled up and are going to be dealt out at random. Each player is going to get 1. So I want to go ahead and shuffle these real fast. If I can remember how, let's see, we're going to group these together. I'll put it face down, and I want to randomize it. Then each player is going to go ahead and draw 1, and they're going to reveal it. Fantastic. So it looks like we have Hog, Elf, and Cat in the running. We're going to get rid of the rest of these. Now each player is going to take their associated letter cards. So I'm going to take this stack right here, and I'll lay those cards out. The other players are going to take their respective letter cards as well. They're going to set their letter cards by their Maestro. Now, I'm going to start getting into what this is in a second, but for the most part, every Maestro, actually, not even for the most part, every Maestro does have 3 unique letter cards that they keep permanently throughout the game. In this game, permanence is represented by the lock on the bottom of the banner on the top left corner. If your card has a lock on it, that means you never discard it, no matter what. It's yours forever. You'll keep it for the rest of the game. Some cards do not have locks on them, and we'll start getting into what that means in just a moment. But let's go ahead and clear the table off and make room for the game. So in this game, we're going to set up next what's known as the Composition. The Composition is going to consist of the Ghost Note, note cards, and crescendo cards. I'm going to start with the baton, which this card is right here. This means that I'll be going first in the game. So let's go ahead and set up the Composition. Since we have 3 players in the game, we're going to set out 3 face-up note cards. Then we're going to always set down 2 face-down crescendo cards. Finally, we'll have the Ghost Note. So let's go into what all these cards are. The Ghost Note is a wild card. It can be any letter you want it to be. However, at the end of the round, it's always going to return to the Composition here. The note cards are these green letter cards here. Note cards are a smorgasbord of different kinds of cards that have unique abilities and effects. They're all free to take always. So in this game of Composition, we're going to be taking cards 1 at a time. So these note cards are free to take. The Ghost Note costs 1 rose to take unless there are no note cards, in which case it is then free to take. And these 2 crescendo cards at the bottom here cost 5 roses to take. At the beginning of the game, each Maestro starts with 1 red rose. There's an exception to this, but we're not playing with that Maestro right now. So starting with the player holding the baton, we take cards 1 at a time. You'll notice that some cards have unique abilities, so let's get into what those are. If a card has a pay cost on it, that means when you use it in your performance, or the word that you spell, you are paying that number of roses to activate the ability. If a card has a hand symbol above the ability, that means if the conditions are met, the card power activates when you take it from the Composition. So if I were to take this M, and it was the last note card taken from the Composition, I would draw 1 card from the note deck. Some cards have symbols in the top left corner. These symbols are generally found on the bottom of the red banner. If you have matching symbols, you'll earn bonuses, which are found on your accompanying cheat sheet. We'll get into that a little later. The face-down crescendo cards cost 5 roses, and they're a bit of a gamble because you don't know what they are. However, crescendo cards tend to be very powerful cards, cards that double your performance score, cards that are locked letters similar to the 3 cards that you start with, and cards that allow you to build additional words because you're only able to build 1 word per round. You'll notice up here that these ovation cards are also locked letter cards, which means you'll keep these forever once you earn them, and they're victory points. Whenever an ovation card is purchased, we increase the composition tracker by 1, which means more note cards will be coming out as we progress through the game. The game ends when one of the rows of ovation or award cards is emptied completely. At the end of that round, the game ends and we see who the winner is. So that means other players still have an opportunity to earn cards. But be careful, you're only able to earn 1 of these gold cards per round, which means if you purchase an ovation card, you cannot earn an award card in the same round, and likewise, you cannot earn more than 1 award card per round. There's a couple other surprises throughout the game, but let's get started, shall we? At most, every Maestro is able to earn 3 roses with their beginning word. You're always able to use this word, and it's always sort of a backup if you can't think of anything or if you want to save cards. Since Maestros can take cards one at a time, they're going to be using these letters to build words. So I could spell me. If I spell me, then I'm going to be earning 1, 2, because my M has a rose value of 2 because of the top left corner. And then my E has a rose value of 1, so I would get 3 roses total for this round. So let me go ahead and put this back here. Let's get started. I want to give these a quick little shuffle just in case, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab a card. So I'm going
Real quick, Matt. I'm sorry. Just worth noting, I'm Steve. I'm playing Cat this turn. Cat has a special ability here where I get to go ahead and when I'm not holding the baton, I can draw 2 roses and I can place them on cards in the composition before Maestros take from it. These roses are gained with the cards. So I basically have a special ability to make some cards more enticing. So I don't have to do this every single turn, but I just figured maybe it would be a good time to go ahead and toss out the fact that, hey, these Maestros have some pretty neat abilities that you should really remember to use when you want to play the game.
Thank you for bringing that up. So yes, every Maestro does have a unique ability and a unique letter card ability. So these can provide some interesting synergies as you play through the game and can really help you with your performances that you're going to be building throughout. So Steve has gone ahead and set a rose or a heart on the N and the ghost note. Since Cat is very playful, Cat likes to experiment and try to get roses out into the game, but also try to keep players away from cards they might want, or if they think they're going to definitely get a card, get free roses out of it. So anyway, I have the baton, so I go first. My elf has a unique power as well. Once per round, if at least 1 note card is in the composition, I may draw the top card of the note deck instead of a card from the composition. So I want to go ahead and do that now. So I got an E. Excellent. You'll place the cards that you take from the composition in front of your character and starting letter cards. We'll get to why that is later on. So now it'll be Hog's turn to take from the composition.
All right. I'm going to be picking out the ghost note because there's really no reason for me not to, because the 1 rose I pay for it to get it, I gain with the card.
Correct.
I just decided to be very generous to you there. That's all that was.
All right.
And I'm taking this letter N right here.
And I'm going to take this M right here. And that means it is back to the Hog player, or Doug.
I will be taking the other M.
All right. So now that all of these cards have been taken, and none of us can afford the crescendo cards yet, we now word build. So you're going to build your performance in front of your Maestro. Similar to where I have my M and E here, this is where you're going to be setting up your performance. Now, we are going to build our words simultaneously, so you can see what other players are doing. Everything in the game, for the most part, is public knowledge. But it's worth noting that as we confirm our words, we lock in our performance in order of player holding the baton. So if I spell me, and perhaps let's say somehow that earned one of the awards here, maybe another Maestro was trying to earn that one as well. They have an opportunity to change their performance and go for another goal. That said, I am going to be locking in me for this round. It's worth noting also that every Maestro has a number of chorus slots, so if I didn't want to use these note cards this round, every Maestro has a chorus that they can use to save letter cards that are not permanent letters. So your permanent letters, which are the locked cards, are always going to go on one side of your maestro. Your cards that aren't locked are going to go on the other side if you wish to not use them. So if I only wanted to spell elf this round, I would put elf forward, and I would use my maestro as a splitter, keeping my non-used cards on the opposite side. I can only save up to 2, but Hog's special ability lets Doug store up to 3 chorus cards, so he has a lot more wordplay that he has early on if he chooses to save letters. You'll see Cat Player here is storing their N card for later use.
Yes, I was going to go into that a little bit when we explain our words. Basically, like, I like the idea of using the N a little bit later. It has a pay cost, and it allows me to place cards from the discard pile, which doesn't exist yet. So it makes the most sense to me to go ahead and just wait it out until I get a juicy draw to take.
Makes sense to me. All right, so without further ado, since we're all everyone's good to go, everyone's words are confirmed, we're all locked in. All right, cool. So my word is going to be me for 1, 2, 3 roses, but I have 2 of the same symbol on both of these cards. You'll notice that on the bottom left of each banner on the card. That means I can get a synergy bonus. Now this is vertical instead of horizontal when I zoom in, but if I have 2 of the same symbol, I can draw 2 roses, or I can take a card from the note deck, which is what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take the 3 roses, and then I'm going to take a card from the note deck, which is going to go into my chorus. And so now it's on Doug.
I'm going to be playing Hogs for 1, 2, 3, 4 points. I'm going to be saving the M for a later turn. My ability as Hog, I can have 3 core slots as opposed to everybody else's 2. So I'm going to be saving up some more cards.
All right. And then Cat, you're doing your word for Cat for 3 roses.
That's right. I'm using this T here, which means that I can draw 1 rose and place down an ovation or reward card. I'm unsure if I really want to do that this time, so I'm just going to hold off on that and just take the 3 roses and be happy.
Sounds good. So the baton is going to pass to the next player. So I'll pass that to Doug. The ghost note has returned to the composition, and 3 more note cards enter the composition as well. These crescendo cards are going to stay out. You're not going to swap them out. They only get replenished if they're purchased. So since Doug starts with the baton, he's going to go first.
I will be selecting the N this round.
All right.
I think I will select the I. I find grabbing the vowels are kind of useful at times.
I'm going to take the T here.
And since I do have the roses to pay for a crescendo card, but I choose not to. So I'll be taking the ghost note for free since it's the last note card in the draft.
All right. Now this doesn't mean the drafting is over yet, since we still have 2 crescendo cards, but it's worth noting that if there's a free card available, you must take it unless you choose to purchase a card within the composition or an ovation card. But that said, if there are no more cards if you don't want to purchase a card and there are no free cards, you can effectively end the drafting for other players. So sometimes the drafting can influence what cards players have access to. But Steve, did you want to buy a crescendo card?
I think I do want to buy a crescendo card. I find them to be very, very valuable, and I have the 5 roses or hearts that I need.
Excellent. So he's going to spend those, and then he's going to select one of the crescendo cards here.
But which one should I choose? If only there were a maestro who could take a look at these types of things.
There is a maestro in the game that lets you see these. Uh-oh, a tomato card. All right. Tomato cards are rambunctious and change the tides of the game, and I'll do all sorts of zany and wacky things. The terrible tomato. If your performance earns 10 roses or more, steal half of another maestro's roses rounded down. So tomatoes are being thrown at us from a rowdy audience as we conduct our performances. They can really stir some mischief up. All right, so he'll take that. And since I cannot afford this crescendo card because I only have 4 roses, the drafting ends and we now word build. All right. Looks like Doug has already made his word. I'm not sure what I want to do.
A very original word, as I recall you used that last time, sir.
Sir, you do not fix what is not broken.
A very good point.
Fair enough. All right, I'm just using elf for this round.
Now, I had a bit of a choice because I only have 2 chorus slots, like most of the maestros do, but I had 3 cards that would wind up in the chorus slots, and I didn't want to discard something. I do believe that can't, C-A-N-T, is a word, so I will go ahead and put that out there.
Yes, it is. You're good to go.
Unfortunately, I do not have a rose, so I cannot activate this N ability that I was so hoping to activate later.
All right, so when everyone's locked in, we'll start with the player holding the baton. So, Doug, how many roses do you earn?
Yet again, I earn 4 roses as I did last turn.
All right.
I was a bit of an overachiever this time. I earned 5.
Nice. I earned 3 roses, so I'm going to take a 5 and return 2, or really just delete 2. All right. So all that said, we're going to return these here. So your permanent letters are going to return to the side of your maestro. If you use a non-permanent card, it gets discarded and put in the discard pile here. And it looks like everything else is good to go. So now the ghost note's going to return to the center. 3 more note cards get laid out. And let's see here. Excellent. So that looks good to go to me. So we have a new type of letter card. This is 2 letters, PL. Now this card does count as 2 letters. It doesn't count as a single letter. All right, and Steve, or Cat Maestro, will be starting us off.
Now, I'd like to go ahead and use my power, but my card does indicate that I am not holding the baton, or when I'm not holding the baton, I can use the power. I'm holding the baton right now, that's a no-go. I'm also realizing, oh, I could have used my power last time, something I should be more mindful of in future turns. As far as what I'm actually going to do here, I mean, I gotta say, those double letters look so juicy. I'm going to grab that.
All right. I don't know what I'm going to take this round. So I'm going to use my elf power. I'm going to take the top card here. Now, this has a hand symbol on it, which means normally if I took it from the composition, it would activate. But since I drew it from the deck, the power does not activate. This one would have been not fun to have, though. Choose another maestro. Give that maestro one of your chorus cards. I would not have enjoyed having to do that. Now, even though I have 3 non-permanent cards, or non-locked cards, rather, I don't have to worry about shuffling out my chorus yet. That's only going to be done when you make your performance. You'll have to discard down the 2 remaining cards.
I'll be picking the B.
All right.
You can't take the B. That's the card I wanted.
Oh, it's happening.
Oh, well, darn.
Well, maybe you should have picked it last turn in the draft.
I should have. You are correct. Let's see. This tea looks pretty good. I'm going to take this.
I'm going to spend 5 roses on a crescendo card. Let's see what we got. A W, double performance score. Interesting. And this means Doug can take the ghost note for free because there are no more note cards.
Which I will be doing for the 3rd turn out of 3.
Lucky you. And Steve, did you want to buy this crescendo card here?
Yes, indeed.
All right. So let's get this started. It's a tricky one. I think I'm going to save this W for a future round. So let's do... All right. So I'm locked in with felt. I'll put this card here in the discard pile because I'm saving the W and the C. All right, everyone confirmed? Everyone's ready to go?
You'll never guess what I spelled.
So.
All right, so Starting with player holding the baton.
Well, unfortunately, I have an I, and I have to discard it. I have run out of core slots for my I. But in terms of my word here, I'm spelling place. The total rows total is 9. And this E has a special ability. It can be played as if it had any one of those symbols. And there is a symbol here on this PL, which I'm going to go ahead and duplicate to get a bonus 2 roses.
All right.
So my total will be 11.
Nice. I have felt for 2, 3, 4, 5, but my F has a power as well. If first letter of word, I may trade a card from my chorus with the top card of note deck, which I'm going to do now. So I'm going to take that. Excellent. I want to put the C back on here. And then I'm taking 5 roses as well. All right.
This turn, I decided to expand my vocabulary a bit.
Oh.
And I have played hogs for 4.
But it doubles.
It does not, because this B that I drew this turn does not go to the core slot until the end of the turn.
Oh, it does. When you make your performance, any extra cards get locked into your chorus. So you are set there.
Oh, great. So I play hogs for 8.
Yes, so Hog is a bit of an engine builder. As you save your cards, you're basically working toward your H's unique card ability. You get a double performance score if all of your chorus slots are filled, and your performance uses all 3 starting letter cards. So now that he has that ready, he is going to start rolling with the roses.
Hog needs a nerf because he's being rewarded for being uncreative.
Don't be so catty. Get it? Because you're the cat.
I got it.
Anyway,
I was laughing silently.
The baton passes to the next player. The ghost note returns to the center. And now we're going to go ahead and lay out 2 crescendo cards, 3 face-up note cards. It doesn't really matter how you order these, so I'm mixing it up right now, but it's all good either way. Yep, perfect. Excellent. So I'm going to start, and let's see here. We got a lot of cool stuff out here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this W here. This W has a pay 2 cost, but if I pay 2, I can make it any letter of my choice. So it's worth noting that if a card has a pay cost, you have to it only activates if you use it in your performance. You don't have to pay the roses to activate the ability. You can still just use it as a letter on the card. But if I did want to activate it, I would place those 2 roses on the card. All right. Anyway, Doug.
I'm going to be paying 5 to draw a crescendo card.
All right.
So, Matt, I apologize, but I have a rule check for you.
Sure.
So I have a T here where if I pay its 1 rose cost, I repeat letters of my performance earn double roses. There is a TR here.
Correct. So in this case, unfortunately, because this is it counts as 2 individual letters, it would not get the double bonus.
Okay. That changes what I would have done. Not in a bad way.
Mostly because these cards with 2 letters are already fairly powerful on their own.
That I understand. Yeah. I was thinking, oh, this could be delicious, but I better do a roll check on it.
That is very fair.
Even so, I think I'm still going to take this TR.
All right. I'm going to spend 1 rose and take the ghost note here. I'm trading in my blue rose for 5 red roses.
I will choose to draw another crescendo card.
All right. All right, and that means, Steve, you get the C.
I will take the C.
Fantastic. All right, now we word build. So as we've been progressing through the game, we are gathering cards, and we're storing some, and we're working toward goals and collecting roses, all sorts of things. But one thing that most of us have been paying attention to, in fact all of us, are the award cards. So award cards are really useful for a couple reasons. First of all, they're a victory point. Second of all, by getting one, you're denying another player a victory point. And while rotation matters here, I am holding the baton, which means I get first dibs at one of these award cards. And I'm probably going to go for the one with spell a word of 3 vowels or more. Now, my ghost note can be any letter, because it is a wild card. And this W, I can pay 2 to make a letter of my choice, and then I also have 2 E's, so I definitely have some options. Let's see what I can come up with. Let's see here. We'll do...
On the next turn, I'm going to make sure that I use my cat ability.
All right. Let's see what else we have here. I might be able to do something else. There's so many options once the cards start opening up. All right, I have a fun one. All right, I am locked in. All right. So I have a card. I have 2 wild cards essentially, and I'm spelling waffle this round.
That's a delicious word.
Thank you. All right, and Doug, what do you have going on here?
Give me 1 second. I'm just still thinking over a little.
No worries. Take your time.
Is Hong a word? H-O-G-N? Or H-O-N-G?
I don't believe so. I would say no. Also, it's worth noting that, you know what? I believe it. You know what? It is a word. I'm actually pretty confident in this game, in this word. So it's worth noting that this game, since everything's public knowledge, you can pay another willing player 1 rose if you're looking for some help. Of course, I encourage table talk in general, and I think because things are public knowledge, players tend to help each other out, build their words anyway. It feels fun to work together to try to come up with something. And I've seen that a lot in playtesting in general.
I'd like to go ahead and point out as well, Hong is indeed a word.
All right, fantastic. All right, so let's see here. Everyone set?
I do believe so.
So I have waffle. W is a double performance score. This W may be a letter of my choice. The ghost note, F-L-E. So I earn 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 roses. Times 2 is 16. And in addition to this, I am also going to be getting the award card Creative Performance with 6 letters or more that uses all starting letter cards. So I'll take that and I'll put it right under my maestro here just to keep track of.
That was well played.
Thank you. All right. And so, Doug, what do you have?
I would be spelling Hong for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points, doubled because of Hog's ability to 10. And I gained the ghost note at the end of the round because I paid 1 for N's ability.
Yes, it is. So, and pay 1, receive ghost note at end of round instead of placing it back in composition. Awesome. All right.
So tell me, are you just going to play Hogs next turn?
It's worth noting that all cards go to the same discard pile. So we'll keep these all up here.
Sounds good. And you don't have to answer that. I was just pulling your leg. As far as my word is concerned, tact, T-A-C-T. I'm paying 1 rose in order to activate this T's ability. Repeat letters in my performance earn double. So the T's both earn 2 roses rather than 1. So 1 rose to get 2 an extra rose. Pretty good. The total then is 2, 4, 6, 7. If I go out of order like a weird person.
All right, fantastic. All right, so so Doug is keeping the ghost note for the round, so that won't be put to the back to the composition. We're going to lay out 3 new note cards and 2 crescendo cards. The baton passes to the next player.
Oh, and I'm going to activate my cat ability.
All right.
All right, I will be taking the...
I
will be paying 5 for a crescendo card.
Fantastic.
I had to do some thinking there. I apologize for my
Oh, so
Slowness.
he had a permanent letter here, permanent letter P. So he has a lock on the card, so he'll keep that with his locked cards for the remainder of the game. All right.
And it's my turn, correct?
Yes.
So much thinking to do. I think what I will do... I'm going to take this Z. This Z looks pretty good.
Awesome. All right. I have enough roses here, or hearts. I have 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 to purchase one of these Ovation cards up here. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of those, and I'm going to buy this card right here. So this is actually one of my personal favorite cards in the game. It is the consonant card. It may be played as any consonant. It has a rose value of 0, but it's permanent. Now that I've purchased this, the tracker is going to go up to 4, so 4 note cards are going to be coming down next round. Since it's a permanent letter card, I'll keep it with my other locked cards here. This gives me a lot of letter flexibility, but I still only have 1 vowel to work with, so that means I don't necessarily have the opportunity to get a second vowel, such as if these permanent letters here. It's worth noting that these cards up here, the Ovation and Award cards, are random each game. There's a variety of different cards that you'll be able to experiment with and play with as you develop new strategies.
I'll be taking this L, por favor.
All right.
I guess this means I should take the J, or I could buy that other Crescendo card. Let's go ahead and go for the Crescendo card.
All right. So I could take... Oh, so we have another tomato card. Cool. The Golden Tomato. I forgot to mention this earlier, but when tomato cards are revealed, we read them aloud so everybody can hear what they do, because they do tend to mess with the game a little bit. The Golden Tomato, place under an Ovation card of your choice. This card costs an additional 10 roses to purchase. When taken, also take the Golden Tomato card. So if he uses this in a word, he can make any of these cards cost 10 extra roses, which might be frustrating if players are like aiming for a specific vowel. Or any of those cards for that matter. So I could take the J, or I could draw the top card of the note deck. I don't really want Doug to have a J to work with and a free rose, so I'm going to go ahead and take this. And with that, the drafting ends, and we now word build. This is a tricky one. I'm not sure. Definitely options. I'm going to do gel this round. Jell. Oh, wow. Good job, Doug.
I'll be spelling.
That's a good word.
Plow. I think it's spelled. I seen this word spelled before. I forget how to pronounce it. But
plow.
This is a word, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Plow.
Absolutely. All right.
And that's going to be for 14 points because I've kept my hog slots filled up.
Yes, it is. All right.
Well played. Well, I have Zag. I know I should have zigged, but I have no I, so I'm zagging instead. I'm activating the Z's special ability that allows me to take a Crescendo card from another Maestro, even if it was used this round. And that P looks very juicy. It's coming my way.
All right. Oh. All right.
Technical difficulties.
So, and
my point total, by the way, is 8. So I'm just going to take 2 roses from the red bag here, and I'm going to put this G underneath of the A.
All right. Fantastic. I have gel for 4, 5, 6. This consonant card is worth 0 roses, so I only get 6 roses, but I have 2 of the same symbol, so I will use that to draw the top card of the note deck. And I'll add that to my chorus. All right, fantastic. So it looks like gameplay is moving smoothly. Time passes. Now we're going to lay out 4 note cards. Uh-oh. Flip the deck there. All right.
And I have the baton.
Indeed.
Is within my power. And I am going to go right ahead and purchase the Ghost Note because I have a great idea.
All right. I'm going to take this G here. I actually am a big fan of this G. Draw cards from note deck equal to number of maestros. Starting with you, give every maestro a card of your choice. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Let's see here. I'll put these cards off to the side. Well, I definitely want the R. I will give Doug the V, and I will give Steve the K. All right. And now it's back to you, Doug.
I am going to be spending 20. I was just having issues moving the hearts off of my maestro.
No worries.
And I'm going to be purchasing this E.
So now the tracker goes up 1. So now 5 note cards come out next round. All right. That's back to Cat Maestro.
I will take this X.
All right. This is a tricky one. I'm going to go ahead and buy a Crescendo card here. I get a Q, which is not what I wanted, but that's okay. That might be useful later. This is a double performance score Q. No problem. Bonus chorus slot. Ooh, not the best with Hog, but still useful. Bonus chorus slot just lets you keep an extra card.
Didn't mean to interrupt. I think I'm just taking the E.
No worries. I don't really want the G, so I'm going to use my elf power to take the top card of the note deck. This has a hand ability, but it doesn't activate since it's coming from the deck. And Doug, that leaves you with this G here. All right. So now we word build. Tricky. Let's see. I might just save this.
You guys won't notice I put another G on there, will you?
I don't think so.
Well, not until you pointed it out. Sorry, I was a spoil sport.
Hey, I mean, nobody's challenged it.
All right. So we do have a couple awards out for those who haven't purchased Ovation cards this round. Creative performance that uses 3 crescendo cards or more. Spell a word with 3 vowels or more. Creative performance with 7 letters or more. And spell a word with 5 letters or more that begins and ends with the same letter. I feel like I could come up with something, but I'm not getting anything right now, so I'm going to leave it as is. All right, so I'm locked in with Digger, one who digs.
I am also locked in, and I am proud to announce that I have created a performance of 7 letters or more.
Well, fantastic.
With Tracker.
All right. Excellent. Oh, you earned plenty of roses there. Very nice. It's worth noting, though, that this E here is worth 0 roses if used in word with another vowel. And cards that do not have pay cost, the ability activates automatically if the conditions are met.
I'm okay with the 3 roses I'm not getting for this E.
That's very fair. All right. So let's see here. I have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 roses, and I have 2 of the same symbol. So I will use that to draw 2 of the top cards, one card from the top of the note deck.
I got 9 roses all told, so I'm going to take 2 blue ones and return a red, and also to pick up this performance before I forget.
Fantastic.
I spelled hog with 2 G's, and nobody seems to want to challenge me on
that. That is actually a word. You are good to go.
I was trying to showcase your challenging rules.
No, that is you're good to go there. So that's a legit word. I'm not going to challenge.
I was an idiot who forgot to even try to challenge it.
Well, I spelled that for because I am still getting my bonus because I filled up my new chorus slot that kind of hurt me, but I get in 12 rows.
Very nice. Yeah, once
If
Hogs
a card spawns out of nowhere, it's because I think I just dropped off the table.
got it. All right, so let's see here. Now we're going to lay out 5 note cards.
Baton goes to you, sir.
It does indeed. And 2 crescendo cards. All right. So we are moving through the game now. We are probably a little over halfway through, if not more. Once it starts getting later on, cards start flying as players earn more roses and get more cards to build bigger words. Or a variety of words. It's worth noting that Doug, in his chorus currently, has a really great card. His C is a crescendo card. He may build additional word using this card. This card must be used in both words. It is a very handy card to have if you're trying to go for certain things like create a performance with 7 letters or more. Your performance can be more than 1 word if you have a card that allows you to do so. All right. So I believe the baton passed to me. Oh, cool.
Yep, you can start.
Excellent. Let's do this thing. We have a couple awards left. I definitely want to aim for one of those. Let's start by buying the Ghost Note. Ghost Note is always useful to have.
I'm going to disagree with what you just did there because I wanted the Ghost Note.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
It very much is.
I am going to be taking this L, and since I do not have the most roses, I do not have to discard.
Oh, fantastic.
I am purchasing a crescendo card.
All right. Interesting. Okay. I figured you would buy an Ovation card this round.
I got a plan.
Okay. All right. Very cool. Let's see here. I am going to go ahead and take... I'm going to... I don't know. I guess I'll take this O for now.
I'll be taking the other O.
All right.
I'm not paying attention anymore. What's happening?
It's your turn.
Yes.
You're going for the... Okay, got it.
Yes, indeed.
All right, so there's 2 note cards left. I don't really want either of these, so I'm going to draw the top card of the note deck. I got a K. I didn't want that either, but we'll make that work. And Steve, that leaves you with this D here. Discard a chorus card.
Yes, because it has the hand symbol on it.
Indeed.
Well, I think I'm going to discard the X because I forget what my chorus cards are.
Yep, that would be your X that you had from the previous round, so that's perfect.
I had the terrible tomato as well, but I intend to use it.
Uh-oh. Oh, I see. Okay, got it. Let's do this thing. Let's see here. What can we get? Center cards are more. I can definitely do begins and ends the same letter. So let's do that. All right. This is where that consonant card comes in handy as you're aiming for awards. Oh, maybe this won't. Let me think here.
What the heck is that word, sir?
I was thinking of doing Riler, but I'm not sure if that's a word now that I'm thinking about it.
I mean, you could pay me a rose, but we're friends, so you can just owe me one. What about ruler?
Ruler is an option, and I definitely can do that, but I don't have... Well, no, I don't have the ability to do... Oh, I do. Yeah, I'm good. Perfect. Silly me. All right, I'm set.
I'll send you the bill.
Here, I'll give you a rose for that. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
That's one of those things in a lot of games of wild cards and word games that I've played over time. Sometimes I look at the wild and I'm like, what is this? What can this be? All right. So I'm good to go. Everyone else good to go?
I am so good to go.
All right. So I have ruler for 1, 2, 3, 4 roses, but it begins and ends the same letter. So I'm going to take this award card here. I'll go ahead and apply it to my set of cards. Now, it's worth noting that in the rules, I know we've been drawing these roses as we earn them, usually because it's easier, but in instances like this, abilities activate before players' earned roses for the round get added to their rose total. So, and I'll sort of explain why that's relevant in a minute, but Doug, how many roses do you earn?
Well, Matt, first I'm going to pay 2 and steal 2 roses from Steve.
All right.
Or pay 1 and steal 2 roses.
Keep those roses separate from your current roses.
You and I are enemies now.
Don't worry. Well, no, he actually used Terrible Tomato wrong.
Or did I?
You need to earn 10 points for that.
Okay, that's true. He does need to earn 10 points, but he's getting 3 crescendo cards.
Hold on. I have to use a separate button real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Times 2, I earn 24 roses for this performance because this V is a double performance score, and the C lets me build an additional word. And do I have any symbol bonuses?
I don't see any symbol bonuses, unfortunately. I see. Calm and Coven. That makes sense. So he swapped these out. He meant to put these in different order. So he has this here. If played adjacent to a card, the symbol this card gains that symbol as well. And the M has the symbol on the top left corner of the banner. Awesome. There's a lot of roses. Good job.
Round.
Yes, it was. My goodness.
Is it my turn then?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Well, look at this. I spelled pits. I have 1, 4. This terrible tomato. My performance earns 10 more roses or more. Darn. Why did I do this? Because I'm using 3 crescendo cards and I'm getting that award up there.
That is one saucy tomato. Good play. All right. So all of that's good to go. Let's get that there. Perfect.
Steve, you still owe me 2 roses.
I'm sorry. Say again.
You owe me 2 roses because of N.
Oh,
I choose not to hear that, but I will give you 2 roses because you are a rather nice guy.
All right, so 5 note cards come down. You know, we actually haven't seen any of the tomato cards from the note deck yet, which is a shame. So those are some of my favorite ones. Hopefully we'll get to some as the game continues. But we only have 1 award card yet, so we might not get there. If somebody earns this award this round, that is the last round. Oh, wait, we do have a tomato card. Hot tomato. Where did this come from?
That was my symbol bonus from last turn.
Got it. Okay, so you'll keep this for this round, but it won't enter your chorus. So, hot tomato. If not used in word, discard and lose all roses. If used, pass to Maestro on left. This card passes between rounds. So you got to use it or you're going to lose your roses. He has a lot of roses.
That's a nice number of roses you have there. Be a shame if something happened to it.
Be a shame if something tomato-ed your roses.
Well, it's a hot tomato, so happened. The joke is there.
Oh no, I understand. I was just adding some game emphasis, some characterization, if you will.
Emphasis.
Emphasis. All right. So it looks like Doug is going to spend 20 roses here soon.
I think you have 25 there, sir.
Oh, well, it's gone. It's over. So what are you buying, Doug? I'll take the 5 back. Excellent. We took the I. All right. So this is going to go to 6 now. And now, Steve, it's on to you.
There's just so many choices to make. I like these double letters. I'm taking the SH.
All right. So I want the ghost note because in theory, I don't want somebody else being able to get a 3 vowels or more this round. And while I may not be able to do it, I'm certainly going to try. In fact, I think I can do it. All right. So this is a dangerous P here. If you take it, you have to give another maestro of your choice 3 of your roses. No fun.
I was just looking over that, and I don't want to do that. So I think I will take the H so I can appropriately tell people to be quiet.
I will take... I'll spend 5 on a crescendo card. All right.
Ditto.
Interesting. So this is Y may be played as A, E, I, O, or U. And we have a K that may build an additional word using this card. And since I am
Took the
elf,
C.
I am using my ability to draw the top card of the note deck, which means I am dodging this P here. So, Doug, you must give somebody, Maestro of your choice, 3 of your roses.
Yeah, of course you're going to give it to Matt. Yeah. All right. I'm not salty.
All right, now we word build.
Burning inside with righteous fury.
All right, I'm just going to discard this because I'm going to keep the QY, but I think that ends this game here in a second. Well, maybe if Steve can get it he cannot. So I'm actually feeling pretty good here, but let's see if I can do something else. Let's do this. We'll just do foiled. We'll save that. We'll get a little more. Well, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, this works. All right, I'm locked in with foiled. And since this Y may be played as A, E, I, O, or U, I'm making it an I. Or if I were Elmer Fudd, I would say I am foiled. The Looney Tunes reference of the day.
Is Jash a word?
I'm going to go with no.
I don't think it is.
If I had to guess.
Maybe jacked, J-A-C-T?
I don't know about that one either. Maybe. I'm not going to challenge it, so.
How about you, Doug? Do you want to challenge it? You were the one who seemed to be interested in showing off the challenge rules.
Well, we'll come back to challenge rules in another game. We'll keep this friendly for now. I'll say that I don't believe jacked is a word, Steve. So I would consider something else. I know that Taj is a word, T-A-J.
I will probably have to go with that then.
All right.
I'm going to be spelling poke and key.
Nice.
Or for, oh shoot, I just counted this all out. 10 roses.
Nice. We have Taj for 10 as well. And I have Foiler for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And my word uses 3 or more vowels, so I'm taking this card. That effectively ends the game because one of the rows has been emptied out. So now we tally up how many cards we each have. So of these gold cards here. So we're actually really counting out the applause badge, which is found on the bottom of the award cards and the bottom left of the ovation card. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these cards.
I have 2 in awards.
All right.
I have 2 and way more roses than Steve, so I don't get last.
Indeed. So roses function as a tiebreaker in this game. So while I definitely won these, if we had tied in the number of award ovation cards, we would have referred to our roses to see who broke that tie. But anyway,
excuse me. I'd like to go and point out I have 21 roses. You appear to have 19, sir.
Ooh. Well,
did I get the roses for the word I just spelled?
I don't believe you did, no.
Okay, never mind then.
Either way, thank you so much for playing with me, guys. I hope you had fun, and I hope the viewers, you enjoyed watching the game and seeing how it works. If you are seeing this, we are live on Kickstarter, which is an exciting time. Feel free to check out the game. If you have any questions, I'm always available. Post it on the site. You can find me on social media at twitter.com/CougAmesMatt and facebook.com/CougAmesOfficial. So I'm all over there. Thank you for watching. I hope you had a good time. And I know that we'll be doing a couple live games during the Kickstarter process. But anyway, thank you so much for checking us out. And guys, thank you for playing with me tonight.
It was our pleasure. Thank you so much.
All right. You all have a good one.
Hey, Steve, we let them win, right?
Yeah, we totally let them win.
Guys,
I mean,
don't tell them that. Don't tell them that.